Welcome back to the city of Dundon that currently has 68 inhabitants. In this video, we plan on creating an entirely new neighborhood in this area around here, expanding south of this main street. This is to satisfy all the new demand we have in our tiny village, and we can finally get to spend some of our money. Let's start by creating the new road layout. So this is the grid that I came up with. I always have these roads, the small paths at the side. These are just so that the zoning is all in the same direction and it just looks more clean. I left a bit of space down here for future possible roadways or maybe an overpath in both of these directions, or even a train station here. Here, this might be a good place for another park later. And I have one big compartment where we can place a special building or maybe even something of higher density. I tried to preserve all the trees, which I think I managed to do. All these down here to shield against the noise from the trains, and even those up here that could allow for a nice park. With that, we can go on to add more of the zoning. As we see, we have a lot of commercial demand and even some medium density residential demand. So that is what we are going to do with zoning some commercial, as we did on the other side on just the main street. Maybe we can leave this here to switch something up. Maybe at a later point some offices. And now we will get medium density housing, I think also closer to the main street, and then continue with the low density housing towards the south. So we have medium density on these blocks here, and maybe even just down here, and then the rest we will continue as on the other side with low density housing. This is as much as we will zone for now, and we can see all our demand go down a lot. Let's see the city develop just for a second. Wow, a lot of things happened with this small redevelopment, or better to say this new development of now increased density, which looks pretty great, these houses down here. We 4x'd our population. And now we again have a lot of demand for many different things, but also one thing we saw just before is the demand for a clinic. And that is actually something, a medical clinic, that our small town is still missing. And I'm thinking of adding it in this area just over here, if it fits in, but I do think it does. And this is then one part of our city that actually doesn't conform to the grid that we started on the other side. Let's make this look somewhat nice, just like this. And now we have a clinic in this area, and we even have some space to build extensions towards the back. Other things that are missing in the city is the hearse, but I actually would really like to wait for the crematorium, but I do think we're not able to unlock it yet. Actually, we are. So let's actually get the crematorium and let's build it up, and then we have a great health corner just down here. I wonder if it creates pollution. Very low, so that's fine. And we are going to place it. Let's put it in this forest area. Maybe this would even be a great place for such a thing, because then people can still enjoy, like, have a beautiful place to end their life. Now I have to get rid of some of these trees that are placed with the Anarchy mod, but we can simply demolish them. If you're playing vanilla, these trees will be deleted, but this is simply because of the Anarchy mod. This is how we have it now, and now we're just going to replant some trees. We have a lot of spruce wood out here, and maybe to change it up, we could place some hickory. That sounds right to me. Right now they're still really small, but after some time they will grow. Great. Now we are serving the demand of many different things. And let's also take a look what we just unlocked. So we have different housing that we unlocked. Then we have some schools, high school and elementary school. And we even got some more development points to buy new things, possibly a college. Seeing how things develop here, we need a school. And this is where we will add more stuff in this area. So if we plan for later expansion of this building, it will need 3 tiles. And that leaves enough room for us to place an elementary school just towards the crematorium, and that is also what we are going to do. So this big tile will actually be really functional. Only downside is that we don't really have a lot of space for later expansion of, well, the school that we're building. Also, I'm wondering right here, it also won't leave much space for the hospital expansion. Let's just test it out if it would still work. Sadly, no. This would give more space for patients. Can we expand the school still? This gives us space for the playground. That's fine. But to solve this, we're going to make the street a bit longer, and then we still have all the expansions available. So let's slow down the game and let's build that small change into our roads. Sadly, this will cost a lot of money to the taxpayer, but this is what we are going to have to do. So then we move it. We still can't move it, so we're going to expand it one more tile. I think this should do it. Pretty much. Let's try it again. We're going to move it one tile over. And now we have enough space for everything. We're just planting some more of the hickory along here. just to make it beautiful. We have that. And now our citizens can enjoy healthcare. They have a crematorium and they can even go to school. And we already have a few students. "16 to be exact, but I expect this to grow very, very quickly. With these new buildings, we're now also losing money. So at some point, it will be time again to build even more things. And while we're at it, I will stop the commercial zoning down here, just so we can zone other things here in the future. This neighborhood is now looking pretty well. And with all this new demand, it might be even time to build some water tower. So we actually have our own production. And what better place than to have it up here somewhere in the hills. But of course these neighbors would complain about the view. So we might just hide it down here in the forest. Let's see how that would look. We hide it just around some trees. It isn't too noticeable, but now our citizens can actually enjoy their own water and we don't have to import it. Our school is growing. And let's let it run again and see if anything happens. Our population is still growing slowly, and now we have 39 students. Let's look at some statistics. If we look at some of the city stats, we can see that the income we got increased really much with all these new developments we did, but the profit got down because we're building a lot of new stuff. Since we built our school, we also increased the number of educated citizens as well as the number of citizens overall, so that is really, really good. We increased our households with just doubling the area from around 50 to over 250, and the happiness stayed the same, so that's good. We increased a bit more jobs with the new commercial areas. Industry so slowly grew as well, and we still have no tourists. I think the city expansion so far was quite successful. At later points we have to add more maybe office buildings here and some parks around, but this right now looks like a really nice small town. Let me know any suggestions for city names and even things to do in the city. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.